From the Classic 107 studios in downtown Winnipeg, 107 Live for Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.
And welcome to Birchwood Jaguar 107 Live. And this morning, we kind of have a doubleheader in a sense. We'll have a little conversation. I don't think he's going to sing necessarily. Jerry Gray from the Friends of Upper Fort Garry is in to talk about a picnic that they're having tomorrow. I'll give you more details in a few minutes. And we also have a ukulele player. Phil Natividad is here to grace us with some great ukulele music. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Morning. Well, you sound good together. There you go. A bass and a tenor, I think, maybe.
I'm not going to sing.
He's not going to sing. Jerry's not going to sing. But, Phil, you're going to play some ukulele and do some singing? Well, let's hit it.
Absolutely.
Right off the top.
Take all of me. Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you, dear? 'Cause you took apart that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you, dear? 'Cause you took apart that once was my heart, so why not take all? So why not take all? So why not take all of me?
Bravo. There we go. Phil Natividad on the ukulele, or ukulele, as they properly pronounce it. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
He's a ukulele player in town. You can where do you play often? Where you play around town a little bit?
I busk at the Forks. There used to be a program at the McPhillips Street Station Casino, but I do various gigs around too with a couple of other people. So
Okay.
Primarily the Forks. That's where.
Primarily at the Forks. You can catch him at the Forks. In fact, that's the picture we have on our website. I think it's from the Forks.
Yep, absolutely.
There he is, Phil Natividad. So he's here because he's, well, you're going to be performing tomorrow? You're performing tomorrow at the picnic at the Upper Fort Garry, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and a bunch of other ukulele players as well.
There'll be a bunch of people from the Ukulele Club of Winnipeg, where Garry was one of the founding members of the club.
That's right. We're talking about Garry Hilderman, who is the designer of the Upper Fort Garry. And we're going to have a little chat now. We'll swing the microphone over to his friend, Jerry Gray. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Thanks for coming in this morning. Appreciate it.
Happy to do it.
So, Friends of Upper Fort Garry. Tell us your role, first of all, and what is the Friends of Upper Fort Garry?
Well, we're a group that was formed in about 2004 to start with. That's where I first met Garry, by the way. It's kind of interesting that I've lived in Winnipeg 47 years and Garry all his life, and yet we didn't meet until 12 years ago. And the site where Upper Fort Garry is now was owned by the city, of course, and it was put up for proposals to develop the site. And there were 10 proposals, shortlisted 3, and they chose a condominium development. Garry had been involved in this many, many years ago. I mean, even going back to the 70s. He always had his eye on the property. He knew its importance to the community and always had a design on it to make something of it historic in nature. So at that time, Peter Liebe had just left the lieutenant governor's role, and he felt the same way. So Peter organized a group called now Friends of Fort Garry, and got a lot of people together, about 12 of us to be exact, to start with, to make the pitch to save the property. And so Garry had done a design, and it's been changed a little bit since then, but he had the original conception of what to do with the park. And so we fought the city, quite frankly, okay? And it came down to it where the city said, well, okay, they gave us 107 days to raise $10 million to prove that we could do this development, and we did. It's an incredible response from the community to raise this money. And so we met the target. The city kept its word, obviously, and turned their property over to us. So that started the whole process. But it was all based on a design that Garry had conceived quite some years ago, refined over the years. And so what you see now at the corner of Broadway and Main is now a provincial park. It's Upper Fort Garry Provincial Park. And the design is what Garry and his team put together.
Gary Hilderman.
Gary Hilderman.
Gary Hilderman.
And that's why the name of the picnic tomorrow is Upper Fort Garry Hilderman Park. It's kind of or picnic. It's kind of a coincidence. We laughed at that Garry had 2 R's in his name, and Upper Fort Garry has 2 R's in its name as well.
That's
so it
true.
seems to fit that way.
That's true. So what's happening with this picnic tomorrow? What's
well,
the deal?
it's a celebration and organized by Garry's family, which is Faye Hellner, who was Garry's partner for many years, and his daughter Sarah. And June 30th is Garry's birthday. And they just thought it'd be a nice occasion to recognize Garry on an annual basis. And it's not a formal affair, not a lot of speeches, anything like this. It's just a chance for encourage people to come down, enjoy the park, enjoy what they see and what they feel on the site, and just in that sense pay a very informal tribute to the work and the commitment that Garry had over many, many years to this project.
Yeah, because he just passed away, a year and a half ago or so?
Yeah, January of 2016.
January 2016. Yeah. So what kind of things are happening at the park for the picnic?
Well, we're going to have food trucks there, and people encouraged to bring their lawn chairs and their own beverages and so forth, or buy food if they like, and just sit around and talk about the park, and we'll be there to explain things if they need things explaining. But basically just an informal gathering and get people on the site and recognize Garry's contribution.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's cookies.
There's going to be cookies too. And I'm mistaken. I think the cookies are also free, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere on there up to 300 and something cookies, all red and white, and those sound delicious. There's a reason.
One of the things that is interesting, and this is the Garry's role in the design, is that as you people will know, we don't have the entire site. The fort was so big that the southeast bastion would be in Northwest Company's parking lot. And, of course, they put Main Street down middle of the fort at one point in time. So the issue was, how do you do something with a site? We've only got 60% of the property. Well, that was Garry's genius, is that instead of trying to recreate or rebuild the fort, which would look kind of odd, having, 40% missing, the decision was made to do an artistic interpretation of not the events, but what was on the site. And so that's what we've done, complemented with incredible technology. So we encourage people to bring your smartphones, your tablets, whatever, because you learn all about the fort and the history of it on your reading things that are on your laptop or your smartphone. And the Heritage Wall, which is the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Heritage Wall, is working, has worked on that, and there's an incredible show, 9,000 LED lights, 13-channel sound, and it's an incredible experience just to watch the wall. So it's a great way to learn history without all the statues, the fountains. That was one of Garry's things. No statues, no fountains. That was his principle.
That would have been pretty typical, statues and fountains. And well, I mean, with all the lights and stuff like that in a show, it's a bit more modern.
And it's also it's a place to discover things, because you learn things. I learn things every day. I go in there and turn on my app and read some of the content we have about the site, and it's a learning experience for everybody.
That's right. It's a pretty neat place, actually.
It is.
Kind of right in the middle of all the buildings and lots of, and the traffic. When you're in there, it's kind of you're away from it.
And aside from all that, it's just a darn nice place to sit and relax.
On tomorrow's a good opportunity.
Hopefully.
For people to...
Well, the weather. We're looking at the weather, but it's going rain or shine.
It's going rain or shine.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so bring your poncho and bring a little umbrella and stuff like that. And there's live music.
a lot of music, and people like Phil. Well, the club will be on the stage performing for the entire 2 hours. It's going to be very, very special.
So what's the connection to the ukulele?
Well,
Tell us about that. Why the ukulele thing? Usually it's a jazz or classical.
I knew Garry for probably all those 14 years and didn't know until probably the last 5 or 6 that he and Faye belonged to this club, ukulele club. And as it turns out, and we had some conversations about it, but I don't remember ever Garry sitting down and playing for me. I'm sure if I would have asked him to, he would have, but I never asked him to. And we joked about the fact that I play guitar, he plays ukulele, and we'd make a bad combination. So it never went further than that until I heard the group perform. And they did at his memorial service in May of 2016. And it's really fantastic to hear, what, Phil, 20 ukuleles together? More than that.
More than 20 ukuleles.
And it's worth coming just to hear that.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'm in conversation with Jerry Gray. He's the chair of the Friends of Upper Fort Garry, and they're having a picnic tomorrow. It's sort of they're doing a few things with the picnic tomorrow, celebrating Canada 150. One day early, where they're kicking off the weekend. They're also kind of in commemorating the designer Garry Hilderman, because he designed it. He passed away about a year and a half ago. And so they're doing a few things with it and just trying to get more and more people out to this amazing site right in the middle of Winnipeg, right on Main Street there, across from the train station next to the Fort Garry Hotel. If you're not sure where it is, it's exactly where it is. You can't miss it. And they're having a picnic there from noon till 2 tomorrow. There's going to be food you can buy. There's live music. There's cookies. Well, I guess they'll probably eventually run out of those cookies, I imagine. I'll try and get my hands on one before they run out. I'm going to be there. And again, live music. Thank you very much, Jerry. We're going to have one more tune by Phil. Phil's going to be there tomorrow, Phil Natividad. You can catch him right now or maybe tomorrow, or you can see him. He busks down at the Forks all the time, too. Great ukulele player. So, Phil, thanks for coming. You got one more tune for us?
Yeah, got one more. Among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, I love you. In other words, I love you.
Got a nice voice too, man. I like that. Great ukulele player, nice
Thank
voice.
you.
Phil
Thank you.
Natividad on the ukulele, and he'll be performing tomorrow. While him and I don't know, a couple hundred other ukulele players are going to be there serenading everyone at the picnic of for Friends of Upper Fort Garry. And again, that's tomorrow noon to 2. They're having a picnic, live music, some food available you can buy, and looks like a real fun time. And we're keeping our fingers crossed it's going to be a beautiful, at least lunch hour. 2 hours is all we ask for tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Thanks again, you guys, for coming by. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
107 Live is Classic 107's intimate concert series, brought to you by Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.